Beloved, greetings from the Andes Mountains again. Today I want to talk about truth, and especially why is it that many people are not able to see the truth. Truth, we have to understand, is real. Truth is eternal. Truth is immutable. And truth exists whether we believe in it or not. It's popular to now believe that there is no such thing as truth, and that there is your truth and my truth, and that you have the right to believe what you believe and I have the right to believe what I believe. But this is creating utter chaos. And as a collective, if we really want to grow spiritually, we have to come to understand that truth is a prerequisite for freedom. And what is required of us to be able to do that is to first see the truth of ourselves. Because if we have a blind spot to our inner world, this same blind spot works as a blind spot to the outer world. So really learning how to decipher truth in a world full of lies and perpetuated confusion, the remedy is to go within and learn to see the truth of our reality. And the first question is, am I lying to myself? Am I holding on to a positive lie in order to soothe myself because I am afraid to look at reality for what it truly is? This is one of the reasons that many people will not look at the truth, because they have unhealed wounds from the childhood. They have traumas and such profound insecurities in their inner world that they have developed this external structure of security, this bubble of fantasy, the bubble of positive lies that they tell themselves in order to soothe their wounded child. So they will not admit if there is a real threat happening, like for instance what is happening now, when a health threat is being used as a justification to strip all of our fundamental human rights away from us. Now, these individuals who are so insecure in themselves find that reality way too terrifying. So they would rather hold on to a positive lie and believe the media surface narrative of things. That all these measures, all this police-enforced quarantine against healthy, peaceful people is merely for our own protection, because they are too terrified to see the actual reality of things, which is, of course, that health is always a personal responsibility, and that nobody can use law to bind back the lives of healthy people in order to protect those who are frightened. So they have created this narrative of an invisible enemy. And for many people, that reality of sickness is something that they can identify with and they will gladly hold on to, because they are being promised that the big daddy government will look after them. But those of us who can see how the mind of a psychopath works, and how in the past these same narratives have been used against us, we understand that whatever protection the government provides is actually our own enslavement. So that is one reason why some people can't see the truth, is because it's far too frightening. Their psyche cannot handle it. Their worldview would totally collapse. They cannot even fathom that such level of evil could exist in this plane. But those of us who understand the psychopathic mindset know that control is the real currency. And what better way to control than through fear? And the second reason why people cannot see the truth is because their lives are a continuous struggle. They are so busy because they are having to overwork themselves that they simply do not have the energy to think. They don't think. There are many people that they work such hard jobs. Their life is so challenging that when they get home from work, they want nothing more than just to zero out their minds. They do not want to engage in analyzing reality and sorting through news and then seeking for conflict of interest or any underlying agendas or connecting the dots. They're too exhausted. They don't want to know. And the third reason why some people can't see the truth is because of their blinded place of privilege. They have never actually come across injustice in their lives. Somehow they've managed to live their lives in this total fantasy where they believe that governments are actually elected rightfully so, and the people that are in power are actually caring people, and that the laws that are in place are all justified and moral. And they live in this rosy glassed world where they believe that everything is what people claim it to be. These people are so naive that they don't believe that somebody can lie to them. Well, if that person says it so in the news, it must be so. Or if this product says there that it's good for me, then it must be good for me. If the doctor tells me to take this pill, then I must take it. Nothing's ever happened to them that has shaken their trust in the system. They've never come across injustice. And therefore, it doesn't exist for them. And they live in this permanent la-la land. And if anyone goes to poke them and say, "You're believing in a fantasy, the reality is actually horrific, look around," they're, no, no. I don't want to ruin my happy feeling. I put my blinkers on. No, you are the problem. You are bursting my bubble. Get out of my life. I want to continue in my rosy, perfect world. And then there's the fourth reason why people can't see the truth, is because they are so heavily brainwashed and conditioned to believe in the state. Statism. When people take whatever the government says or does to their heart with such fierce commitment and belief that it's akin to worship. And so these people feel that if you insult their government, this nameless, faceless entity that they have somehow accepted as their God, that you are insulting them. And then that is blasphemy to ever even consider that the laws that are in place are immoral. And if we never come to terms with the actual reality of our world, of these powers, of these industries, then we are willing slaves of an oppressive system. Our very nature is under attack. We are being told that our body is not our property. We are being threatened with mandatory medical treatments, examinations, injections, against our free will. That is the end of humanity. If we give in to this slavery, we will lose ourselves. And we will betray all the generations to come. Because if we don't have bodily autonomy, then we have no freedom. If we don't even have freedom to choose if we take a medical, pharmaceutical substance or not, then what freedom have we got left? Our body is our sacred temple, and the state does not have the right to violate it under any circumstance. And this is where we have to take a stand now. We have to take a stand. We need to be able to look into the eyes of these oppressors and say, no, you do not have more rights than me. We are all created equal in our rights. And in the face of natural law, you do not have the right to coerce me into medical treatment against my free will. This is what we must do now. So I call on all of you who can see the truth to become the lighthouse, to be the voice for all the generations to come as well. Because what is at stake is the sacred heart of humanity, our very nature. So let's keep speaking the truth and defend our true nature, which is freedom